Hi everybody, welcome to another video. Happy New Year. Today I am going to make a simple container with a parting line here that has a groove so it sits snugly together. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with a new parting part. Let's call it container, and I'm going to use millimeters. Alright, we'll start by creating an extrude. So right click define the sketch and click the plane. We're going to draw on the top plane. We're going to start with a rectangle and press the middle mouse button to apply the rectangle, and I'm gonna make it the width of 120 by 90 and make an extrusion of about 25 and accept that. Alright, we're going to round the four corners. So select the edges, right click, click round, and let's drag these white boxes to round them, and then round the two edges on top and bottom as well. Alright, there you go. Alright, we're going to create a middle divider. We're going to create a new plane from the bottom and move it to the middle. I'm going to switch to front view, and we know the height is 25, half of 25 is 12.5, and we have a plane in the middle here. And to create a cut on here, we can go to model and solidify, and we can switch it. We can create the cut on both sides. Alright, we're going to start by just doing one cut, and I'm going to save this as a main file and then save a copy of the top and the bottom. And say another copy as the top. Alright, so this is the part file here. It's just the main container file. I'm going to go ahead and open the other two copies that I saved. So open the bottom and open the top. Alright, we're just going to add a shell. Let's put a shell on this surface. Let's make the thickness about 2 mil, 2.5 actually. So that's for the top piece. Alright, we made a mistake. So this should be the top piece. We flip this to cut the bottom, and then yep, there you go, it shows on the other surface. So we have the top lid here, and switch to the bottom and add a shell on here. Let's make that 2.5 as well. Alright, the last step, we're going to create a parting groove on the product, and we're going to go to the model tab, go to sweep. Alright, on the sweep tool, we need to select a trajectory. What we can do is we can tap right click to make it select the whole edge around the product. And then now we can go ahead and create the cross section. And I'm going to draw a rectangle here. Actually, go to rectangle, corner rectangle. Let's draw a rectangle, something like that. And I'm going to make the width of that teeth, that groove to be a little bit less than half, so it's 1.2 and the height is about 2 millimeters. And the next step, and then that sweeps around the product, creating the groove. So this side, we're creating we're gonna add material, but on the other side we're gonna sweep but make it a cut. And before we'll do that on the other side now. Let's go to the top. This time we're gonna do a cut. Let's go model tab, sweep. Tap right click to select the whole trajectory around the product. And I'm gonna go to sketch, find where the cross is, and that's where the beginning of the cross section is. Alright, there you go. Let's make this 1.2. Alright, this time we're going to sweep it around and make sure we select remove material. And actually I'll make this a bit larger, make 1.3, so there's more gap space. Alright, there you go. And next step, we just need to create a little lip and then assemble that together. Alright, I'll just actually assemble it and finish it there. Let's go assembly, assemble, load in the bottom. I'm just gonna place it in the default in the center and load in the top. Where is the container top, and place it here. Turn on these references and we'll assemble them based on this surface, this and this, and finally this edge and this edge. And there you go, you can add an offset. Alright, there you go, that's how you create a little container. You might want to add a little lip so you can open easier, or you can make it so it can be open. You can add a little lip at the beginning there, and also you can make it so it's one piece where it can be folded over. So you can make it so it's connected there and it folds out to create a one-piece container part. Alright, that's the end of the tutorial, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks.